Good morning and welcome Silverhawks to the Real Hawk Real Talk podcast, a new podcast here at Lake Hal to just talk about things that need to be talked about. I am your host, Gianpietro Pirandello, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-host,
Ethan Tipton, Avery Shoney.
And Riley Messenger.
and today we are delighted to have two very, very special guests on the podcast. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yes. Hello, welcome, Alan Youngblood.
And my name is Reed Stowe.
All right, so first question of the day, Mr. Youngblood, you teach a class called Peer Connectors. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Peer Connectors. So, a few years ago, we were looking for some positive influence on our campus, and Peer Connectors developed out of that. Peer Connectors is a class that has students that have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, that love Lake Howell High School, that want to be here and want to influence our campus in a very positive way. In this class, we also mentor freshmen, helping them make the transition from middle school to the high school. It can be very scary for some freshmen. And we want to develop a culture here that is positive. There's a lot of great things that take place at Lake Howell High School. And we want to make sure those great things, those positive things that students are doing are accentuated. Sometimes it's the negative that gets the news. But there's a lot of great stuff that takes place here at Lake Howell High School, and we want that to be the forefront of who we are, Silverhawks. So Peer Connectors is a big part of that. Not only do we mentor freshmen, but everyone in Peer Connectors is in the football stands or in the basketball stands or volleyball or lacrosse, and they bring a lot of enthusiasm. The glitter boys and glitter girls on the front row. There's themes for every football game. And Peer Connectors is a big part of that. And in addition, we serve the school. So we believe in the servant leadership model, where if you want to lead, find a place to serve, find a need and meet it. And so that's what Peer Connectors does. In fact, right now, there are people walking up and down the bus ramp just making sure it's clean. We've got a group out there right now putting up a bulletin board to make the campus look a little bit more enthusiastic and pretty. So those are just some of the things that Peer Connector does and who we are.
Those are great. Reed, would you like to enlighten us about some of your extracurriculars?
I would, but I want to start off by saying that to pick up what Mr. Youngblood said was that this is a class about people who really want to be here, and that's true for me. I wasn't really in the class at the beginning of the year, but then I heard about it from some of my friends, and I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, join. It'd be cool. You get to help out the school. And I thought, yeah, I kind of want to be that. I kind of want to help out the school. So I decided to join, and I've been loving it since. And you asked about some of my extracurriculars?
Yes, I did.
Some of my extracurriculars is right now I'm in the marching band, and I'm running cross country as well. And this Saturday we have a cross country meet at Lake Mineola, where we're hoping that our star Robbie Gallagher can try and win the race again. We're going against the same schools as we did last weekend at Winter Springs, where he was able to win with a 17:02 or 17:05 5K. It was really good.
Yeah, it is cool. Building off of what Mr. Youngblood said, so what does this do? Everybody just goes and they spread positivity and kind of just help everybody around the school. So it's just kind of a group of people just trying to do good.
Yeah, Avery, much like that. But, first thing you got to do when it comes to making a positive difference on the campus, you got to work at the heart. What's inside the heart. And so we teach some leadership skills, some principles. We'll have some icebreakers in the class that bring us together as a team. So we all, in Peer Connectors, the 24 of us right now, all have the same mindset. That we want to make a positive difference on the campus. So it can be just as simple as on Friday, a fist bump Friday.
Yep.
And that kind of developed out of COVID. People were a little timid of coming back to school. We didn't have a lot of people here at first. And so to break that ice, to welcome people back, we decided Fist Bump Friday. And everybody in the hallways just give somebody a fist bump on the way to class. We started developing on Instagram leadership quotes. Riley's been a big part of that this year, where we have students do something funny and then quote a famous leader And hopefully that'll make some kind of positive impact or resonate with students. So those are a couple of things that help spread
It's
positivity.
good to hear, Mr. Youngblood.
So, what do you think your favorite personal activity that Peer Connectors does is, like, throughout the whole year? Because I know my favorite was the 8th grade tours last year. So, what do you think your favorite thing we do is?
Oh, well, overall, my favorite thing is to see you leading on campus. Like, I was kind of resistant to do this podcast because I think it's about you and really not about me. And I appreciate the encouragement, guys. But I love seeing you, students, make a difference on this campus. That realize that, it does start with one person. And when you develop a team of those one people and they become one, you become a force of positivity. You become a force, a magnet for other students who want to be in this class or who also want to be in the stands with you, yelling and screaming and enjoying football games.
I agree with that. I think me, Ethan, GP, and Riley will spread awareness in this podcast and kind of just, help everybody spread positivity and become leaders themselves along with us. Riley, you've been a veteran peer connector, isn't that correct?
That is correct.
So tell us a little bit more about what did you do last year that was, either positive or influential to kind of set a precedent.
I feel like last year we did a lot of delivering packages, and I think that's something that's small, but like it adds up to be a lot because it helps out Miss Judsky get rid of stuff out of her office and keep the athletics office clean, and then it also helps teachers like get the stuff that they need, so that way when you're in class, if you're like, oh, we're out of paper or something, like you're never going to be out of paper because there's always going to be somebody doing something to help.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just to go off of basically what we're talking about, I can remember my freshman year, there was a couple of peer connectors who really inspired me, I'd say, to even just go to football games and just really made school a better experience. So this class is really a wonderful thing. What do you have to say about that, Ethan?
I think it's important that we're aspiring our younger age, our younger audience, and it's important that we bring those people up so they can follow in our footsteps and keep inspiring. I mean, how do you guys think you work to help inspire these younger kids or these freshmen that are in our school this year?
Well, I think we got to let you go, right? There's students on this campus that really do love Lake Howell, that want it to be a positive place, a place where you not only can learn, but have fun. You're making friends for life on this campus. And we're not in a hurry to get out. You got 4 years. Let's make it the best 4 years you can. And so releasing you to be the influence. You guys are leaders. There's things that are deposited in you that will help this campus come alive. You've got great ideas. This podcast is awesome idea you guys had. And so let's just let you take the resources that are available at this school and run with it.
Also, what GP and Ethan were saying about the influence you have at the football games. I know you both are on sports teams as well. You're volleyball and soccer. How do you guys feel when students show up and support you guys?
Well, back when I played high school soccer, if anyone came, it would always be a positive benefit. And there's a few games where a couple of my friends would come and watch, and they'd be chanting. It'd really push you to extra mile in game. Say like you're tired or something, and you just hear someone start screaming, cheering for you when you get the ball. It just makes you forget about all the fatigue and tiredness or eventual cramps and anything, and just makes you want to push harder and go harder. So it's really important from a sports aspect.
Yeah. I want to say volleyball is a physical sport at times, but it can also be very mental, and it's important when we have people in the stands coming and cheering and doing chants, and it's really important because it really changed the aspect of the game.
I agree with that. I think positivity just pushes you to do better in life and in sports, and just you kind of, get inspired and push through any struggles or anything like that. So I think it's definitely
Totally agree with that.
it's definitely something you need to have at the football games so they can be empowered and have positivity and influence to push on through.
Mm-hmm. And even off the bat, what you're saying about the positivity, even the band feels that. When we're at the football games, the people are there to watch the football games, but they also cheer for the band when they perform.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really inspiring. And honestly, makes all the hours that we spend out there in the slab, Mr. Slava yelling at us, seem like it's worth it because we have the support of the school behind us and really push us to try and win states this year.
Can I add something? We don't know what people are going through. You know, people dress up and they can smile and they can sit quiet in a classroom, but you never know how hard someone has it at home. And you giving a fist bump or a smile, you seeing someone sitting in the hallway kind of waiting for the doors to open. You're like, hey, man, nice shoes. All right. And you just, a small compliment, you don't know what that could do for someone who's not really having a good day, who's going through struggles at home that are unmentioned. So we become, you know, you can be two things in life. You can be a thermometer or you can be a thermostat. A thermometer simply registers the culture in the room. It reflects what's going on in the room. But a thermostat changes the climate in the room. And Peer Connectors is a climate changer. When you walk in a classroom, you make it a better place because you're there.
I agree with that. And what you're saying is we're here to change the atmosphere and kind of influence people to do better and just, you know, kind of do their best so they can influence other people as well. So I agree with what you're saying.
All right.
I agree too. I think just building on that, like with the volleyball games, I know the volleyball games have been really popular recently because you guys are really good. But then also knocking on the door of state championship, yep. And then also just spreading that to like all the other sports like soccer and everything, because it is really fun when a lot of people do go to a game and it gives you something to do for like a regular Wednesday night. You could turn into hanging out with your friends and then going to get Jeremiah's or Chick-fil-A or whatever after.
Countless memories could be made.
Yeah.
Like the culture, like Mr.
And
Young was saying.
honestly, as a senior, it is so worth it to make all those memories because it's actually crazy that I'm a senior already. Like,
Why be at Lake Howell for 4 years and be miserable?
Exactly.
Like you say, Mr. Youngblood,
Let's have some
drink the
fun.
Lake Howell Kool-Aid.
Drink-
Enjoy it. Drink the Lake Howell Kool-Aid. Go to the pep rallies. Go to the football games. Go
Right.
to the volleyball games. Make the most of it because it goes by real fast.
It does. You're a senior now.
I am.
You just got like, what, 8 months and you're...
Okay, whoa.
8 months and
Stop
you're
right
gone.
there. That's a little scary.
Yeah, like this is the last, especially for us seniors, this is the last year we get to be a high school senior. We want to take advantage of it as much as possible because after you graduate, we're not going to be able to do high school senior stuff again. And that goes for everything else. Junior, sophomores, freshmen. Last time you're going to be at this time of your life, you want to take advantage of it. Go to those football games. Put glitter in yourself. Cheer as loud as you can. Support your other people.
Right.
Yeah, well, I bet me, Avery, and Ethan, who are all juniors, are going to listen to that advice and make the most of our junior and senior year here at Lake Howell. Because there's no better place to be than Lake Howell. Isn't that right?
I couldn't agree more.
I agree with
Right.
that statement.
Just
Yes,
a
sir.
follow-up question. For Peer Connectors, ideally, what do we look at when we go into that class? What students do you look for? And,
Good question. So we're looking for students that obviously that love Lake Howell. We take a chance on people, someone who's like not found a place. We want to welcome there, but we're looking for juniors and seniors only, 3.0 or better. They love Lake Howell. They're involved in some way. We were really looking for people. It's a first period class that maybe were leaders in band or drum major or maybe captain of the football team, and he just joined today. People that are influential. And Riley here, she's a figure skater, so she leads in a different capacity, right? A lot of people don't see this. Just people who are maybe captain of the soccer team or just very influential. That helps us with that positivity in our classroom. And we already got leaders. It's like leaders leading leaders in that class.
Yeah, it's important to really have role models like that. I agree with that. Do you guys look at the incoming freshman now, and the sophomore?
Well, you heard GP say, I know we only have a few seconds left, but we heard GP say that there were peer connectors that came into his class and they influenced him. And so he decided to join the class because of their influence. Now we're seeing that replicate itself through your influence. People don't want to listen to me. They're listening to you guys. And when you guys talk it up and speak it up, that is the most influential cell on campus.
Shout out to Tyler Cavelli, Mason Roan, and a couple other guys. But anyway, we're getting short on time, so closing statement. Thank you for listening to Real Hawk, Real Talk, and hopefully you tune into future episodes where we'll maybe invite you on the podcast. Goodbye.
All right, signing off.